everyone, and welcome to Psych 150. I have multiple sections, so I'm going to try to keep this video as general and succinct as possible. But this is going to be your little tutorial on how to navigate our Blackboard, as well as important information rundown about our syllabus. Oh, and yours truly. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just flipping the screens around. Ignore that. My name is Elizabeth Japcik-Schuler, and I'm going to be your instructor for psychology. What we're going to look at this semester is basically the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. And we're going to see how that relates to us. Now remember, this is a science. Okay, I know psychology gets a bad rap, but we're going to discuss all of the different things, the methodologies, the concepts, the theories, everything that goes into this science. And we're going to learn to apply it to our lives as well as critically analyze it. And I know this semester we're still doing the online format, and some of us like it, some of us don't. So I just want to put this out there beforehand. I appreciate all the work that you are going to put forth this semester, because it's not going to be easy. But I know you can do it. And I'm here as your facilitator, so make sure you email me with any questions. Because the worst thing you can do is just try to coast through on your own. I'm here to help. With that being said, my name is Elizabeth Japcik-Schuler. A little bit about me. This is a picture of me and my husband. My child is not pictured because I don't include him in things like pictures without his consent. But anyway, I have a bachelor's in psychology from Lewis University in Romeoville, Illinois. I had a minor in theology, and I have a master's degree in education from ECU. I also did extensive work in psychology before I switched graduate programs. But that's a story for another day. I also have a certificate in community college instruction. So I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. As you can tell, maybe I speak a little differently. Sometimes it comes out with some of the things I say. But I think this is a really fun way to assess our different approaches, and especially when we talked about like customs and areas and stereotypes. We can kind of compare Washington or all of these other surrounding towns and counties compared to Chicago. We're going to talk about a whole array of topics. Sometimes we get a little tangential to build our community, but I'm going to stay on point as much as I can. So my interest, psychology, of course. I mean, it's awesome, and you're going to see throughout the semester just how relevant it is to your life, like the minutia it covers, the things that you think, oh, well, maybe I'm reading too much into it. No, probably not. There's a psychological theory for that, and we're going to discover more about that. I like parenting. As a new parent, my toddler is almost 2.5. It's really interesting to me to see how our behavior, our processes, and what we model kind of rolls off onto our future generations. If you are a parent already, you know what I'm talking about. And if you have a dog or a cat, similar concepts at work, but in different ways. Games, I can't spell. Apparently, that should say video. I love video games. I play Call of Duty Warzone all the time, like 6-hour binges on the weekends. With my friends, it's how we connect and have fun. I also love board games. I love any type of games, athletics, you name it, I'm probably down to play. I love Disney. I'm not really a Disney adult. It's a love-hate relationship. But I don't know if anyone knows the Disney adult stereotype, but I do love Disney. And I love to go there all the time. And I love politics. Now, I'm not going to bring it into this class very much because, we're here to be impartial. But it was interesting this past election season just to see how these different concepts from psychology played out in real life. Again, I'm not going to tell you what to think, but how to think. So, politics gets kind of a bad rap because of its, the nature of the game. But inherently, there's a lot of concepts we can apply to an array of different topics. Sports psychology, military psychology. I have a lot of veterans who have been in my classes. We're going to see how it spans different domains. Political psychology is even a branch. So I hope that gets you excited for what we're about to cover. So that's it for my little About Me PowerPoint. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to one of our course sections. Let's go to the 200 section. This class is strictly online, and a hybrid class, you have similar components, so I'm going to discuss them both. Both of you, your sections have to complete the introductory assignment. That is basically an assignment to enroll you in the class. That needs to be done by January 15th. So if I switch this to student preview, when you log in, it's going to look like this, okay? It's going to give you instructions on how to complete that assignment. You click that Content and Assignments tab, and you take that little test. Once you take the test, it is going to open up the content folder for you. If you do not take that by January 15th, you will not be enrolled in our class, and I cannot enroll you after. Just so you know. So when we look at all these different folders, wow, there's a lot of information going on, Miss Elizabeth. Wow, right? So let me start first with a little fun bit. I have a cyber cafe in each of my classes. It's our virtual coffee hangout where we talk about things. This is where my students have shared their artwork before. They talk about TV shows they like. It's fun, random things that are still appropriate, abide by the guidelines, that we want to talk about. So maybe talk about our favorite murder shows. That was a topic of conversation last time. I'm not a particular murder, sci-fi, murder investigative person, but it was interesting to see everyone kind of collaborate on which documentaries they liked and all that kind of stuff. So use it to post any questions you have about class or totally random things like, hey, what side of TikTok are you on? That's my joke. Anyway, what else do we have? Yeah, so each folder is going to break down all of our different topics. You're going to start here where I put that lovely picture. And you're going to find the video, instructions for the unit, and supplemental resources. I've also opened Unit 2 in case you wanted to start our first assignment early, the Introductory Discussion Board. Generally, I have these folders set up so that you have the instructions for the unit at the top. The homework will always be second, whether it's like free-floating like this or contained within a folder. Then you will have your presentations, your videos, and your supplemental resources. Supplemental resources are just kind of like fun things I found that were relevant and enriching to our course concept. So each unit is going to look like this. With that being said, your syllabus, when it says our topics and assignments for homework, I give you the approximate dates, the unit we're going to cover, and the assignments. So you have to read each week. Now, you can't just rely on the lectures and the PowerPoints. You must read each week, and you must complete an assignment. And so those due dates are listed. I'm not going to go through each assignment because I try to explain them each week. Generally, I send out announcements every Monday welcoming you to the week and telling you what's on the agenda and what's due. I usually send grade reminders out on Fridays, and I try to on Sundays if I see you haven't turned it in, and I'm like poking you, like, turn it in! Because generally I'll accept your assignments 1 week late. But I will not accept discussion boards late, because that defeats the point of actually discussing with your colleagues. So with that being said, here's our information for one of my classes. Online and hybrid have similar setup here in terms of the syllabus. So you see my office hours are quite varied to try to accommodate your needs. If you need to meet outside these times, just shoot me an email and I'll probably be available. So for our course, we're going to provide an overview of the scientific study of human behavior. So we're going to go through all of these topics. Methodology, research is something that's very near and dear to my heart. Biopsychology, sensation, perception, learning, motivation, cognition, abnormal behavior, personality theory, social psychology, blah, 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 blah. Right, there's a lot. That can be intimidating. That's why they are organized into nice little folders that open up a week at a time. Now, there are no prerequisites for our course, but our textbook is completely online and it's free. So if you click this link, I have to control click it. If you click this link, you can open up a virtual version of our text. I've also included the link in our textbook section in our tools, in our course tools on that left-hand side. So when you click that textbook, it is going to take you to the OpenStax 2E resource. It is completely free. I would sign up because they do have study guides that you can use, and I think they're very helpful. Okay, with that being said, you can also order a print copy. I think it's like $30-40, so I think that's pretty great. You must have a reliable internet connection. You have all week to do assignments. You need to plan accordingly. Okay, like when I was in grad school, I was doing homework in the McDonald's parking lot, siphoning their Wi-Fi, right, because I didn't have internet. I get it. But you have to find a way to submit your assignments. I can only do so much. So make sure you're responsible, you turn in things in a timely manner, and you have that connection. Now, if you email me before, like, hey, Miss Elizabeth, I'm going into labor, it's happened 3 times that I can count. I can accommodate. I'm flexible. I know life happens. But I also know, like, you have to have some accountability on your end, because think about when you're in your career and you have deadlines, right, for group projects and all these types of things. So here are the different assignments that are due. Those descriptions can be found in their corresponding unit folders. Again, those don't open up until the week goes on. We have 510 points available for this course. As you see, the discussion boards are weighted almost as heavily as the exam. That's because I try not to put too much emphasis on the exam. I'm more interested in how you write. So I am very invested in your discussion boards and the other written assignments. Not to say I don't care about the exams, because they're still weighted heavily. I mean, your final exam is nearly 20% of your grade. But I want you to really put the time in for those writing assignments, because I want to see how you understand the material. For our exams 1, 2, and 3, you have 2 attempts to take them. Your grade will be calculated based on the average score between the 2. Okay? Now, if you took it once and you like your score, you don't have to take it again. That'll be your grade. But if you took it once, you don't like your score, and you take it again, then your grade will be averaged. The final exam just has 1 attempt. Okay? So for this little chart right here, it's just showing you the points possible for the semester, your earned points, because sometimes technology isn't 100, right? So you need to print this out. Print out your syllabus if you can. Read it, love it, hug it, frame it, I don't know. But keep this on hand so you can fill in your point values to keep track of your score yourself. Because you want to know where you stand, because I don't round up grades. Here's our typical 10-point grading scale. Whatever your truncated number is, if you have an 89.9, that's an 89. I don't round up scores, okay? So make sure you understand where you are, because I do offer an extra credit opportunity that's worth 15 points, which can make the difference, push you over the edge. Attendance procedure. If you ghost us or do not appear in class for 14 consecutive calendar days, you will be withdrawn. Now, this would be if you're in hybrid, not coming to class for 2 weeks, or not turning in 2 online assignments in a row. For the online people, this is missing 2 consecutive assignments. You will be withdrawn. I talked about the January 15th verification for courses. You need to make sure that you turn in you complete that introductory assignment, because I cannot let you in if you do not do it. The add withdrawal procedure, basically, if you withdraw after April 2nd, it will be an F on your grade. Or like a withdrawal F or an F. So if you feel at any point you have to withdraw, do it before that date, because then it'll just be a W on your record and it won't factor in. But anytime after, that could pose a problem. So, as always, before you drop a class, please make sure you contact the instructor and your advisor, because you want to make sure it doesn't mess anything up with financial aid or your progress in the course. Anything else? Learning Enhancement Center is open, and they have a wonderful website offered to us, tutor.com, so you click that link. This is great if you have a last-minute question at like midnight. Been there, we all know it happens, right? So we click the topic, you go to your different subjects that you're in. Right now we're in Psych 150, so maybe you would just want to chat, or use your chat and your voice chat. You can enter a question and connect now, and it'll connect you to a tutor immediately. This is a fantastic resource, and I would say it's free, but you're already paying for it, so you might as well use it. I mean, this is a part of your tuition, all these cool resources you have, so make sure you take advantage of them. Showed you our textbook, talked about the attendance policy. If you're in a hybrid class, you must attend in class. You can't just turn on your camera, be shown present, and not say anything, and just sit there, have me in the background while you play your video games, okay? Because I have the power as the benevolent overlord in the class to mark you absent if that's the case. So make sure you're typing and chatting away. I had one class, I couldn't even contain their chattiness, but it was so funny because they were so random. I think I condensed enough of that information into a 15-minute video. Last thing, do not plagiarize. Any work that you do in this class should be your own original work. I don't care about what some random person has to write on the internet. Joe Schmo, right? I want to hear what you have to say. And if it's really easy to spot when y'all do it. Sometimes we do it on accident. Make sure you're not copying and pasting things. Just paraphrase them, rewrite them, put them in your own words. I want to hear what you have to say, not someone else. I think that's it. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. But welcome to class. We're going to have fun. Welcome to 2021. We're going to, I don't know, I hope some wonderful things happen for all of you. And I can't wait to meet you all. So yeah, have a good one.